Shabbat, Shalawam, Yasharahla. All praises be unto thee, O Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai. So Israel, today I want to go into something intriguing in regards to, for example, we know that there are some that are more inclined in regards to do good. And there are others that seem to be inclined to do evil or to do wicked. So, is there any chance that these people were made so? That's what we want to go into today. Are the souls of some people made crooked? So, let's have a look at what Psalm says, Israel. We'll start from there. Psalms chapter 149 and verse 7, and I'll go through to verse 9. Slakia, Israel, 149. Psalm 149 and verse 7. And I'll go through to verse 9. To execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. And we know the saints are the Israelites, and the other nations have got judgments that are coming to them, which is written, things that have not happened yet. Okay? So let us go further and see where it leads us. Right. So we want to have a look at Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, Israel. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. We know living by faith means to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The wicked shall not do this, for his soul within him is not upright. To be upright is to do good. To do good is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. So we're talking about good and evil. That is what we're talking about here. So I'll read that again, Israel. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So there's a distinction here between the good, which is the upright, and the wicked, which has not got anything within him that is upright. So his soul is crooked. So let's go further, Israel. We want Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 13. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 13. Consider the work of God. For who can make that straight which he has made crooked? We know the Most High is in control of all things and is the creator of all things. So again, Israel, consider the work of God. For whom can make that straight which he hath made crooked? Hold that thought, Yasharahla. John chapter 8 and verse 44. Verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. In this particular verse, Yasharahla, Our big brother, Mashiach Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus the Christ, was speaking to his own people. He was speaking to the Israelites here. This goes into being a lover of the world, for that is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments. So if you are a lover of the world, you are of your father the devil, the crooked one. So you were made thus. And from the other scriptures, again, Israel, sometimes we come upon a brother or sister who we try to show this truth to. And we would hope that they'll respond or it would resonate with their spirit as it did with yours. However, this is the complete opposite of what actually occurring. So sometimes you might feel down about it. A verse like this builds you up to not feel as down about it. Yes, your brother is not walking the path. However, you know all things are in the hand of the Most High God. And if he had deemed it so for that brother or sister to actually resonate with the message you're putting out in front of them, facts, then they will not accept it. For the Most High has not deemed it so. God forbid that spirit is actually crooked and is just absolute wicked. But enough of my rambling, Israel. Let's go further. However, I'll read that one more time because that's quite deep. John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So from there, Israel, we want Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 11. Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 11. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The woman come and set them on fire, for it is a people of no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. So even, I'll read again, Israel. Isaiah chapter 27 and 11. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The women come and set them on fire, for it is a people of no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. So these people were made crooked. They were made to burn. The Most High himself who created them shall show no mercy when destroying them. Again, Israel, the Most High is a fair balance, an even balance. Where there is light, there is dark. Where there is good, there is evil. Let us never forget that, Israel. Let us never forget that. So, Israel, I want to take you to Sirach. Let's go to the Apocrypha and want the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, as it is known. And we want chapter 33 and verse 11, and I will go through to 15. Ecclesiasticus chapter 33 and 11. In much knowledge the Lord has divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them has he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified, and set near himself. But some of them has he cursed, and brought low, and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. So whatever the Most High chooses to do, he does. Verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Referring back to what I mentioned earlier, Israel, about, trying to expound to a brother or sister this truth, and for some reason, they just cannot get it. They might or may get it at a later date, but from what these scriptures are saying, some literally has no hope of getting this at all. From the previous verse I just read to this one. So I'll go again since I've not finished Israel. Verse 15. So look upon all the words of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. From the top, Israel. Ecclesiasticus chapter 33:11. In much knowledge the Lord has divided them and made their ways diverse, so we are not the same. Some of them he blessed and exalted, held high, and some of them he sanctified, made holy, and set them near himself. But some of them has he cursed and brought low and turned out of their place, as the clay in their potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render them as likened best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, and one against another. And one against another. So from Ecclesiasticus, Israel, let us go and venture to Isaiah and see what chapter 40 and verse 17 is saying. So that's Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 17 through to 18. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will ye liken God? Or what likeness will you compare unto him? The Most High does whatever pleases him, and it is not for us to try and argue a point. You can never do that. Your arms are not long enough to box with the Most High. You are going to die. So I will read that again, Israel. Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will ye liken God? Or what likeness will ye compare him to? You will not find one. All praises be unto thee, O Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahushai. So Israel, let's go to Romans chapter 9 and 21. Romans chapter 9 and verse 21. And verse 21 reads, has not the potter power? Salakia, losing my voice, Israel. Romans 9 and 21. Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? That, again, Israel. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Of course he has. And he has done, for he has chosen Israel and none else, and all other nations before him are as nothing. So from there, Israel, I want to close out with a psalm. So we're going to step back to Psalm, and we're going to go to chapter 55, Israel, and verse 21. So that's Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21 to close out Israel. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So Israel the Most High has made some to cleave unto him, and he has made others to not. He's made others to roam around the earth and do wickedly, and their end has been prophesied in the very first chapter and verse that was read about the nations and the judgments that they have to come. So with that, Israel, I bid you, my beautiful and beloved family, I bid you farewell until the next time. Shalawam.